Live from Fox 35 News, you're watching Good Day Orlando.
Welcome, everyone, to the 9 o'clock hour of Good Day Orlando. I'm Stephanie Rivas.
And I'm Amy Kaufeld. Let's talk about the weather. It is spectacular. We need the rain. We know we've been griping a little bit about that, but it is pretty out there. Jessica Dobson joining us right now. Hi, Jess.
Hey, Jess.
Hi, good morning. Yeah, I know we need the rain, but at least for the time being, we can still enjoy the dry weather that is taking place, because before we know it, we're going to be complaining about how hot and humid and how wet things are once the rainy season really kicks in. So gotta enjoy it while it's here. So we're seeing temperatures warm up nicely. 71 degrees right now in Sanford, 69 in DeLand, New Smyrna, 70 in Leesburg and Bushnell, already up to 73 in Daytona Beach, and 75 in Melbourne and Titusville. And our warm spot on the map, 77 there in Cocoa Beach. Here's a live view of our iDrive camera. This is where we can see that the attractions under a very clear sky for the most part. Just some thin upper level clouds is what we're dealing with today. So again, not any sort of rain making clouds, but it will help to kind of take the edge off of just how sunny it is today, so won't make it feel quite as sweltering. But regardless, we're expecting a mix of sunshine and clouds, hot temperatures too, not terribly humid. It will be manageable, especially if you're going to be, say, heading out to the pools. We'll have a nice light breeze. We'll go from 77 through the 10 o'clock hour up to 84 by 1 o'clock and 90 degrees by the 4 o'clock hour. And many of us will be topping out right around the low 90s. It's going to be a hot and dry stretch. So coming up, I'll talk more on when we might see relief from the heat and this dry weather. That's coming up in just a few minutes. But until then, I'll send it back over to you ladies at the desk.
Thank you, Jess. New overnight, a woman killed and a man hurt in a motorcycle crash that happened in Maitland. Florida Highway Patrol says 2 motorcycles were exiting I-4 onto Maitland Boulevard. When they lost control on the curve, they then slammed into a concrete wall, and both were thrown over the wall onto a grassy area below. A 25-year-old woman died on scene. A 34-year-old man is in the hospital in critical condition. Florida Highway Patrol says the crash is still under investigation.
Happening today, the man accused of killing and abusing 13-year-old Maddie Soto is expected back in court.
Stephen Stearns is asking a judge to delay his upcoming court hearing, and Amanda McKenzie is live from right outside the courthouse in Osceola County with a look at what we can expect. Hi, Amanda.
Good morning. Well, attorneys for Stephen Stearns say they have just come across new confidential information and therefore would need more time to process this evidence. So they are asking for more time before the suppression hearing that is scheduled for tomorrow. So a hearing is scheduled for today at 11:15 a.m. to discuss whether or not to delay tomorrow's suppression hearing over this evidence. We will be in the courtroom to let you know what happens. Reporting live from the Osceola County Courthouse, Amanda McKenzie, Fox 35 News.
Thank you, Amanda. The Vatican announcing the cause of death for Pope Francis, who died on Monday of a stroke and heart failure. He was 88.
And the Vatican also announced this morning the Pope's body is going to be moved for public viewing tomorrow morning. His funeral is going to be on Saturday. The Vatican has also released the first images of the Pope following his death. It shows the pontiff in a wooden casket, dressed in red vestments and his bishop's mitre. There will be 9 days of official mourning before that successor is chosen. Now, meanwhile, in Central Florida, the Catholic community here is also paying their respects. Local faith leaders, they praised the Pope for his groundbreaking steps to honor the poor and the most vulnerable.
You see a man that really was connected to the people, and there was a beautiful ministry of presence. And pastorally, he was so enriched with that gift that, to me as a Hispanic, Puerto Rico, that's part of the heart of the Hispanic individual, that it's always opening the doors to welcome people, to serve people, to meet people where they're at. So there was a great sense of connection and beauty.
Pope Francis wished to be buried in Rome at the Basilica of St. Mary Major. Then the election of a new pope begins, though. Here's how that process is going to work. 120 cardinals, all of whom have to be under the age of 80. They vote in a conclave. They vote on a secret ballot, and then a candidate needs 2/3 of that vote to become the new pope. The process will begin within 15 to 20 days.
Well, trouble on the tarmac. Video sent to Fox 35 shows the moment a Delta plane engine caught on fire. This happened on the ground at Orlando International Airport yesterday. 282 passengers were on board. Those passengers were forced to evacuate. But to make matters more challenging, witnesses say only one of the emergency slides was operational. Some passengers waited for the boarding stairs to be brought over to the plane, and according to witnesses, some passengers decided to jump off. The flight was heading to Atlanta. We spoke to a mom who was on board with her own mother and her son.
he asked us, Mom, are we going to die? I was like, no, not today. And even some of the staff was panicking. You had kids, you had adults who were having anxiety attacks. It was rough.
The FAA confirms that fire did start on the engine on the right side. According to the Orlando International Airport, 3 people did have to go to the hospital with minor injuries. Marley, thank you. Happening today, jury selection continues in the resentencing trial of 2 men who killed 6 people over an Xbox. This happened more than 20 years ago. They were originally sentenced to death before Supreme Court justices overturned it. Jury selection started yesterday for a new sentencing trial. In 2006, Troy Victorino and Jerron Hunter were convicted of murder and sentenced to death. The Florida Supreme Court overturned the sentence because the jury was not unanimous on the death penalty. And then a state law was passed in 2023 saying the jury did not have to be unanimous. Only 8 jurors out of 12 needed to vote for death.
Oviedo Mall is relaunching a program for teenagers. So last week, we told you the mall was considering a chaperone program, but now they're hoping to funnel all that energy at the movie theater into some fun activities. The Mall Rat Teen Club program is scheduled to start in May. It's going to put it into place 2023, but it had to be put on pause. Oviedo Mall says this comes after some recent disruptive behavior and vandalism there at the mall. The program will offer things like photography lessons, a book club, and some other classes as well.
Well, starting tonight, it's going to be cashless tolls only. The Central Florida Expressway Authority and ePass are expanding cashless collection. So every night from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., tolls must be cashless. You can pay through an ePass or SunPass account, or you can be billed through your plate. It's called pay by plate. Already more than 98% of toll transactions are cashless. And you're going to be saving some money on Florida tolls again with the return of toll relief, just not as much as before. So if you pass through 40 to 79 tolls in 1 month, you'll save 20%. If you pass through more than 80 tolls, you'll save 25%. The previous toll relief program offered a 50% credit, but that expired 3 weeks ago.
Well, we have a lot more coming up here on Good Day Orlando on this Earth Day. After the break, we're going to check out some new trails that can take you back to old Florida.
Oh, I look forward to that. Plus, Fox 35's David Martin, he is live this morning. He's on the beach. Hey, David.
Hello there, Amy. You know, Save the Planet has been a motto with our friends at Hard Rock for how many decades? That's why we're broadcasting live this morning from the Hard Rock Hotel Daytona Beach, taking part in the Jeep Beach Coastal Cleanup 2025. We'll show you how you can be part of the fun, too, live on the 9 o'clock hour of Good Day Orlando!
Welcome back, everyone. We are spending Earth Day across Volusia County. David Martin is at Jeep Beach right now at the cleanup event there in Daytona. We're going to check back with him in just a moment.
Can't wait for that. They're having a great time out there. Right now, though, we want to take you to Osteen. Fox 35's Marley Capper is live at D Ranch Preserve, and she's showing off some new trails. Hey, Marley.
Hey, Marley.
Amy, Stephanie, good morning. If you guys remember about 6 months or so ago, I got the sneak peek to the sneak peek. And here for Earth Day, they are giving us truly the sneak peek before they open. I want to reintroduce to you guys to the amazing landowner. How are you, or the land manager? He wishes he was the owner, right? How are you doing this morning?
Fine, thank you.
Well, Mark, I really appreciate you driving us around this morning. We're going to explore some more of the land. We'll check back in with you guys around 10:30 this morning. I'm excited to go get some closer looks at the baby calves. Absolutely adorable. So happy Earth Day to everybody. Make sure that you are picking up your trash wherever you go today. And if you see trash on the ground, pick it up as well. Make sure that we're taking care of Mother Earth as well. But for now, I'll send things back to you, ladies.
Marley living her best life. Last week she had the baby goats. This week the baby cows. This is so much fun.
She's just drawing them in like a Disney princess. That's what it looks like.
Right, it's spring. This is when all the babies arrive.
This is the time.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you again to Marley. All right, let's check back in with David Martin. How we doing out there, David?
Stephanie, we are celebrating Earth Day with our friends at the Daytona Beach Hard Rock Hotel. And we've got, well, thank you very much, Audra. I appreciate that. A duck. Yes, all right, come on up to the table, my friend. And what you do now is you take a bag. You can do this too, by the way, especially if you have a Jeep. Get yourself a bag. and then you go out to the beach, you clean up all the garbage, and you do what our friend Colleen's gonna do. You take the bag and you dump the trash into the dumpster. Round of applause for cleaning up the garbage. That is our Earth Day celebration. We're doing more live on Good Day Orlando after the break. Don't go anywhere.
We have the biggest team of meteorologists in Central Florida. Noah lives and breathes weather. I think that comes across every time you watch him do the forecast. Brooks is really fun to work with. He is like a big ball of energy every morning and has so much knowledge about meteorology. Laurel is great. She is very innovative. She also has just a fun, spunky personality. TJ is great to work with because you can really feel how passionate he is about the weather. The Fox 35 Storm Team, you can depend on us. Welcome back to Good Day Orlando on your Tuesday morning. We're off to a partly to mostly sunny sky. We've got some filtered sunshine taking shape, and here is our 4 box of cameras across Central Florida showing us just that. So here's a live view of Daytona Beach, a little breezy. Lots of people, though, already taking advantage of what sunshine we do have out there, along with the warmer temperatures. Live view of downtown Orlando does show some of that filtered sunshine as well. Kind of that milky-ish look to the sky, and that is due to some of those upper level clouds. These are not rain-making clouds for us, although we really need some of them. Here's a live view of Titusville as well, where we can see some lower hanging clouds there, but those are more so just some fair weather cumulus clouds, not going to be helping to bring with it any sort of major changes as far as the forecast is concerned. So when it comes to the Jeep Beach, which we know David Martin has been out there all morning, this lasts through Sunday. It's going to be a really nice day for it. We're expecting partly to mostly sunny skies, around 70 degrees again through the 9 o'clock hour. So through this hour and into the 10 o'clock hour, we're still going to be staying in the 70s, even by lunchtime up to 78 degrees before we see temperatures climb to around 82 by roughly 4 o'clock today. So it is going to be a really great day to head out to the beaches today, whether you're heading out for Jeep Beach or if you're maybe just heading out to catch some sunshine. It's going to be pleasant out there. Just keep in mind we have a moderate risk of rip currents. Now when it comes to our high temperatures, they are going to be on the warmer side. Highs are going to be essentially in the 80s for most of us and low 90s for several of us as well. And really the biggest dividing factor is going to be the I-75 corridor, because you'll see 91 degrees are high today in Ocala, 91 as well in the Villages, 92 Bushnell, 90 Leesburg, 90 in Orlando. So really this stretch is where we're going to be expecting the hottest of the temperatures to take shape, because we really won't have much of that easterly sea breeze component helping to cool those temperatures off a bit more. So that's one of the reasons why we aren't going to be seeing temperatures quite as cool, in the 80s versus the low 90s. But regardless, it's going to be pretty hot, low humidity. We do have that enhanced fire risk, which we'll talk more on that in a moment. But for our Wednesday, a high of 90. So tomorrow, we're still going to be quite warm. 89 for Thursday, 88 by our Friday. So we are going to be seeing a good amount of hot temperatures, dry weather. Now, we do still have some burn bans in place, and there have been talks that we might see this expanded to Brevard County. Does include, though, Lake Orange, Polk, Seminole, Volusia County. So just limit any sort of outdoor burning. Just be really cautious, because we know that it's so dry and that these wildfires can, or even just controlled fires, can become out of control very quickly. It doesn't take much. So when it comes to our next run of rain, if you're wondering when we finally see relief from this dry and hot stretch, it's probably not going to be until early parts of May, believe it or not. It looks like we're going to be staying very dry through the end of this month. May 1st is going to be Thursday, so a little over a week away. That's when we could start to see more of this rainy season type pattern begin to take shape. We're talking, daily rounds of some afternoon pop-up showers and even a couple of thunderstorms. That might cause us some additional issues, though, just with the lightning that can, accompany some of these thunderstorms. And when we still have such dry conditions, some of that lightning can help to spark some of those wildfires. So that'll be something we probably talk about a little bit more, and you'll hear us mention, but in the coming weeks. But as of right now, here's our 7-day forecast on your screen now. Temperatures in the upper 80s and low 90s every single day this week. 92 will be the hottest day of the next 7. A 92-degree temperature will take place on our Sunday. All right, it is 9:27. I will send it back over to Amy and Stephanie.
David, and thank you so much, Jessica. Well, there is a push to put more speed cameras in school zones. We're going to tell you where they're considering a pretty controversial program.
Plus, another one for that Florida man file. Deputies say a suspect offered them a hard seltzer, some alcohol in the middle of a chase. See how it all went down and what the suspect said after he was caught. Plus, Fox 35's David Martin is live out there on the beach and at Hard Rock for us. Good morning, David.
Well, Stephanie, we are taking part in the Jeep Beach Coastal Cleanup 2025. And if you need proof that the beaches could use a little TLC, look at that dumpster. At 8 o'clock, the thing was empty. Just in 1 hour, we're starting to fill it up. There will be no problem. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Leo, show the audience the bag of trash you recovered from the beach. Go ahead and dump it into the dumpster, my friend. Let's give him a round of applause when he does it. Kathy and Nancy, go ahead and do the same. Keep dumping. We got a planet to save. We're doing it live from the Hard Rock Hotel Daytona Beach, live on Good Day Orlando. Don't go anywhere. We're back in a moment.
Live from Fox 35 News, you're watching Good Day Orlando.
Welcome back to Good Day Orlando, everyone. I'm Stephanie Rivas.
And I'm Amy Koffel. Today in Titusville, the City Council is going to consider installing some new speed cameras in school zones. Fox 35's Morgan Parrish explains why this is a big issue. Morgan, thank you. New this morning, the Titusville police chief is providing an update on an officer-involved shooting that left a man dead. Trimaria Charles was shot and killed by officers responding to reports of a suspicious call. The chief says FTLE completed its investigation into the shooting. The results of that investigation will be sent to the state attorney's office once an internal review is complete. The state attorney will then determine if charges should be brought forth. From there, the case will be turned back over to Titusville police. Staff will meet with the Charles family to inform them of the result of their investigation and also to review body camera footage. Caught on camera in Gainesville, a man opens fire into a crowd at the end of a crowded Easter event. This happened on Easter Sunday. You can see the man in the corner of the video here. We have him highlighted wearing the red shorts and a gray hoodie. Police say 3 people were hit by gunfire, but all are expected to be okay. They're asking anyone with information about that man who is seen running in the video to please call them.
A Fox 35 update now. A former music teacher is pleading guilty to having sexual conversations with children online. Italo Bonini worked at Hunters Creek Middle School in Orlando. Court documents show he agreed to plead guilty to federal charges of enticing a minor and production of child pornography. He allegedly bribed 2 young boys, ages 8 and 5 years old, to show him their privates in exchange for video game currency on an app called Discord. He faces a minimum of 10 years in prison for that enticement and 15 for the child pornography charge. Well, this morning, the city of New Smyrna Beach has a new police chief. Chris Kirk was sworn in by the mayor. Now, Kirk is a 21-year veteran with that department. We're also told he has served in nearly every division there. He replaces Chief Eric Feldman, who joined a private security firm earlier this year.
New this morning, the FAA says a key safety notification system for pilots is going to be replaced years ahead of schedule. The agency says its NOTAM system was slated to be replaced in 2030, but it is now set to go online this September. NOTAMs are bulletins that all pilots must read before they take off. The Trump administration says the system has failed twice in the last 3 years. Secretary of Transportation Sean Duffy says this is the first step in delivering an all-new air traffic control system.
New this morning, a suspect offering a deputy some alcohol, then goes on the run in Highlands County, and it was all caught on video.
Stop! Stop! I'm gonna give you a drink, that's it! A lot of stupid right now. You guys have fun though, right?
So this happened on Saturday. Highland County deputies tell us the suspect offered them a hard seltzer in the middle of the chase. That chase started after he reportedly stole several items. He eventually wrecked the car and got out of the van with a lit cigarette. Deputies tased him, put him in handcuffs, and when it was all over, he asked the deputies, quote, "You guys had fun though, right?" He's facing several charges now. In Brevard County, 5 decades of pollution is being removed from that Indian River Lagoon.
Yeah, this is a long time coming. We're not talking about normal things like muck or nutrients. We're talking about tires. Hundreds of them have taken over an island just off Cocoa Beach. Already more than 300 have been removed, but 200 to 300 more piled up and waiting to be taken out. The group Waterway Warriors says their goal is to keep trash out of the Indian River Lagoon, but they say they've never worked on a project quite like this.
Everyone got out there originally with pitchforks and shovels and grappling hooks and were able to dig them out from the sand. Apparently, back in the early 70s, they were trying to prevent erosion of some of the Thousand Island Preserve islands. That is also rusting and creating elements and particles that go into the water, creating a toxic environment for the animals.
Waterway Warriors is also working with the county using a grant to recycle more than 500 tires. The rest of them are going to be removed from the island next month.
Well, we are right smack in the middle of Jeep Beach 2025, and today's Earth Day. How fitting.
It's perfect. It's a great opportunity to get out there and help clean up. We're talking Daytona Beach this morning. That's where David Martin is joining us live. He has been out there with the Jeepers all day. Hey there, David.
Hello there, Stephanie, and hello there, Amy. It's my pleasure and honor to be here with the Jeep Beach Coastal Cleanup 2025, headquartered at the Hard Rock Hotel, Daytona Beach. And by the way, you too can be part of this. Don't feel excluded if you don't have a Jeep. Come out here on foot, join the fun. It goes on for 3 days. And if you get onto the website about Jeep Beach, they'll tell you how you can participate in saving the planet. It's my honor and pleasure to introduce you to Paula, who is the head of the Culture Club with Hard Rock. How you doing, Paula?
I'm great. Welcome. Thank you for coming this morning.
Very good. All right. Well, thank you very much, ladies. By the way, a little trivia here, Amy and Stephanie. This building behind me on my right here, that's where Paulo Almeida, the cameraman, lived when he first came to America after moving from Brazil. He lived in a one-bedroom unit at this hotel back in the year 1989. It was called the Carnival Hotel. It's no longer called that. That goes way back. But a little history here on the beach for those of you who pay attention to the Good Day Orlando staff. Back to you.
And now we know how old Paulo is. Thanks, David.
Full circle moment, though. I love that.
Well, tomorrow the Lion King is coming to life on stage here in Orlando. So coming up, we are going to talk to Ray from Johnny's House about this incredible Broadway musical and special event that will also help the visually impaired. It's all coming up right here on Good Day Orlando.
Oh, we know it. Disney's The Lion King is coming to Orlando, folks. So their first show is tomorrow at the Dr. Phillips Center. The musical is here through May 18th, so you have quite a bit of time to see it.
Oh, I'm so excited. Ray from Johnny's House, XL 1067, joining us live this morning. I've already got my tickets, Ray. I can't wait. So obviously a very popular show. It's not just a show. It's like an experience. It's incredible. They will not be bored, I promise you. Okay, Ray. So then just let us know once you go, and then we want a full report.
Oh, yes, I totally will.
Love you, Ray.
Nice seeing you.
Love you.
Bye,
Have a good one.
Ray from Johnny's House, XO 1067. All right, let's talk with Jess right now. She's got your forecast for us. And Jess, oh my gosh, hot and dry continues.
Yeah, and that's good news for if you have plans on being outside and you don't want to break too much of a sweat with the humidity, or if you don't have to worry about the rain, downpouring on top of you. But that's just not going to be the case. In fact, we really need the rain. But I mean, the bright side of things is the fact that it is going to be overall fairly pleasant, just a little on the hotter side. Here's live view, though, of Lake Fairview, where we can see that a couple of clouds have formed. We've got some thin upper level clouds along with a couple of these puffier fair weather cumulus clouds, not bringing us, though, any sort of help in the rain department, but they are helping to kind of limit some of the sunshine, not being quite as intense as what we normally would see this time of day. But a couple of boaters enjoying Lake Fairview so far this morning. It's been a really pleasant morning from our Grills Lakeside camera there. We can see a little bit of a light breeze causing the palm trees to sway in the wind. We are at a perfect right around 74 degrees. So yeah, feels pretty nice outside at this hour. So if you have any sort of maybe early lunchtime plans, or maybe want to head out for a walk, you'll be in really nice shape. Now, when it comes to the forecast throughout the next 12 hours, we are going to be seeing a big jump temperature wise. We'll be seeing afternoon highs climb into the upper 80s and low 90s, a high of 90 degrees today in Orlando. And you'll notice that those clouds will be sticking around today. We're going to be seeing a mixture of sun and clouds. So not completely clear skies, but enough to where if you want to head outside, outside, you're going to be in good shape. We also have Jeep Beach, of course, that is still taking place. If you're going to be heading out, temperatures across the beaches will be warming into the upper 70s through about noon today, with a high of 78 degrees up to, say, around 82 by roughly 4 o'clock. So we are going to be seeing warm temperatures, very pleasant near the beaches. In terms of our high, right around the upper 80s and low 90s. 91 from Ocala to the Villages, 90 in Leesburg, Claremont, and also Orlando, as I mentioned before. A little bit cooler near the coast, so really not as hot, especially for areas, say, DeLand, Sanford, Bithlo, and St. Cloud. That's where we'll see temperatures likely coming shy of the 90-degree mark, closer to, say, the mid to upper 80s. 84 your high today in Titusville. It is going to be a warm day, but hot temperatures will be the name of the game over the next several days. Hot and dry weather at that. Really, any sort of semblance of relief from the rain and the heat won't come anytime soon. So we'll talk about that in a moment. But through the end of this week, it's kind of rinse and repeat. Temperatures will likely fall back by a degree or two by Friday, but still in the upper 80s. 90 are high for tomorrow, Wednesday, and then Thursday, a high of 89, 88 by our Friday. So regardless, still pretty hot. And we also have some burn bans in place. This is not going to be for all of us, but really I think all of us should take these drought conditions pretty seriously. So in Osceola County and Brevard County, we don't have any sort of burn bans in those spots, but they have been considering it for Brevard County today, just given the fact that there have been a couple of wildfires there the past few days. But regardless, just limit any sort of outdoor burning, especially in these red counties. That does include the Orlando Metro, Orange County, Seminole County, Lake, Polk County, and also Volusia County. That's where we have those burn bans in place. The only exception being any sort of grilling, but even then, you want to keep a close eye on things. Now, when it comes to when we finally get relief from the heat and also the dry conditions, it's likely not going to be until early parts of May, believe it or not. The first week of May is when we finally start to see some stronger patterns and some stronger trends that things are going to start to shake up a bit, meaning we'll see possibly some daily rounds of showers and even a couple of thunderstorms. But the thing with the thunderstorms we have to keep in mind is a lot of times they can help to spark some of these wildfires, just because of, when we have those lightning strikes, with it being so dry. If we have cloud to ground lightning specifically, that can help spark some of those wildfires. So you'll probably hear us talk about that as we get closer towards the next couple of weeks. But hey, we'll welcome some rain to our area. Again, it's not terribly uncommon. This is a dry season for us, and it's wildfire season. So once we start to see those rain chances pick back up, we'll be in much better shape. But until then, just be really careful in terms of any sort of outdoor burning plans, grilling. But temperatures, not going to see a whole lot of movement as far as temperatures are concerned. Upper 80s and low 90s. Hottest day of the next 7, Sunday, 92 degrees. All right, it's 9:53. Time now for our Fox 35 weather baby. And we've got a cutie for you today named Cameron Ernest. He loves all food, his 2 big brothers, making messes, and being outside. And this was sent in from Ann Benway from Leesburg. And he just looks like a little butterball. So stinking cute. We would love to feature more of your baby photos just like this one. You can do it really easily. Fox35Orlando.com/weather-babies to submit your photos. And we will be right back with more Good Day Orlando after this.
Today's Weather Baby is sponsored by attorney Dan Newlin. Good Day Orlando is sponsored by Grills Lakeside.
Welcome back to Good Day Orlando. A great view from our Launch Credit Union camera, taking a look out at the Space Coast, and just a really pretty start to the day. We can't tell you that the Crew Dragon capsule has arrived there at the ISS. That happened about an hour ago. It's 6,700 pounds of supplies. I say it's always like Christmas morning when the capsule arrives. All kinds of goodies there for the astronauts. So it'll be fun to see them going through all of that later. Harvard is taking the Trump administration to court, fighting to unfreeze more than $2.2 billion in federal grants. The funding got held up after Harvard refused to comply with new demands from the Trump administration. Those included changes to campus activism, admissions, and student groups. Newly elected Representative Randy Fine just spoke about this issue on Fox and Friends. Take a listen.
Look, I was a proud graduate of Harvard. It's what took a poor kid from Kentucky and allowed me to get elected to Congress. We have to respect the fact that private institutions can run themselves how they want. But those private institutions have to accept they're not entitled to federal funds.
Well, Harvard argues stopping federal funding hurts medical and science research.
All right, stay with us. Good Day Orlando Extra is coming up next.